This movie is about the inevitability of change. It's also about toys, of course. I'm SirDinosaur from Planet X, and now it's time for a movie review. So Toy Story 2 begins with Buzz Lightyear being an actual space ranger. He's flying through space. He's got hero music. He's zooming. He's weaving. He lands on a funky looking moon and he doesn't realize that like a million robots are targeting him. Uh-oh. Buzz thinks fast, uses a crystal to cause like a laser chain reaction and blow up all the evil robots. Then he gets away. Then he runs into the surveillance system though. But then he gets inside the evil base. But then the evil Emperor Zurg is tracking him and sends like an evil spiky death trap. Buzz avoids the death trap and he sees the source of Zurg's power. He steps on a bunch of floating platforms and they make musical sounds like the 2001 A Space Odyssey theme, and he falls, but then he gets to the source of Zurg's power, which just looks like a battery, by the way, but he can't get it. But then he and Zurg fight, but then Zurg blasts him and burns him to a crisp. Oh no! But it's okay, because that was just Rex playing a video game about Buzz Lightyear's exploits as a space ranger. Now we're back at Andy's house, and Woody is kvetching because he can't find his hat, and he needs that for when Andy goes to cowboy camp and brings him along. Everyone is helping to look for the hat, and one little fun thing is that we meet Mrs. Potato Head, and she seems like a nice and loving lady. Maybe she'll get Mr. Potato Head to chill out in this movie unlike the last one. Things get interesting when Rex accidentally changes the channel and turns the TV on, and it's a noisy, goofy commercial starring some weirdo with a chicken suit on. Nobody likes the Chicken Man. That could have been random, but I've got a feeling that we're going to see that guy again. Then the wild card shows up. It's Buster, the new family dog. He comes in like a wrecking ball and causes a ruckus and even knocks down this log cabin house where I think Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head were making out. Busted. Andy shows up and starts playing with the toys, which is fun. He's got Ham being the bad guy and Buzz Lightyear helping Woody save the day. Everything's going great, but Andy accidentally rips Woody's arm so he's not bringing him to cowboy camp. Andy's mom puts Woody on the shelf and she says, "I'm sorry, honey, toys don't last forever." This is not good, you guys. The other toys ask if he's okay, but Woody doesn't respond because, it's a big problem. This is like a cataclysmic event for Woody, you guys. When Andy comes home, he starts to play with Woody again, but he sees that Woody is broken. So he drops Woody, and Woody falls into like a black hole that turns into a trash can, and this like monstrous trash toy heap traps him in there, and oh, it's a dream. Okay, it's fine. For now. But when Woody wakes up, he finds a toy named Wheezy, a squeaky penguin toy whose squeaker is busted. He's surprised that Wheezy is still on the shelf, but Wheezy is like, "Yeah, Andy's mom never fixed me. I've been abandoned here for a while." Yikes. Then Woody looks out the window and sees that Andy's mom is putting up a sign for a yard sale. Double yikes! She comes into the room and grabs a bunch of stuff to sell, including Wheezy. Oh no, they're never going to see him ever again. So now Woody's got to do something. He's got to save Wheezy. So he hops on Buster like the dog is a horse, and they ride downstairs and sneak out the door. Woody sneaks into the box in the yard sale, and the other toys watch as he gets Wheezy out of there. But Wheezy is slipping, and Woody falls off Buster. And some random kid sees Woody and thinks he's for sale. The kid's mom is like, "Nah," but some weirdo guy finds Woody and gets all excited. The other reject toys are on sale for 25 cents, which is kind of insulting, honestly, but the weirdo guy offers Andy's mom $50 for Woody. Andy's mom says no, because she understands that Woody is important to Andy and is therefore not for sale. But the weirdo guy causes a diversion and steals Woody from Andy's mom. What the heck? Buzz goes after him, but no luck. The evil weirdo guy thief gets away, and he brings him into a building where a sign says "No children allowed." Back at Andy's house, the other toys are conducting an investigation. Buzz got the license plate number off the guy's car, a vanity plate which reads LZTYBRN. He figures out that the plate reads Al's Toy Barn, which is what the evil weirdo guy thief was advertising, since he's the same guy who was in that corny commercial in the Chicken Man suit. Meanwhile, Woody tries to get his bearings, and he's all confused because there's a horse toy and a cowgirl toy who seem to recognize him, even though they'd never met before. They introduce Woody to this other toy in a box who's called Stinky Pete the Prospector. They tell Woody that he doesn't know who he is, So the horse toy, named Bullseye, turns the lights on and shows Woody that there was a whole toy line and even a TV show based on him. The show was called Woody's Roundup. The cowgirl is named Jessie, and Bullseye was his horse, and Stinky Pete was the comic relief. There's even a theme song describing Woody as the rootinest, tootinest cowboy in the Wild Wild West. So apparently he was the main character of the show. The other toys form a search party referencing the Chicken Man Al's Toy Barn commercial to figure out where the place is. There's a funny bit where Mrs. Potato Head packs Mr. Potato Head's angry eyes just in case, and Buzz leads the search party off the property. While that's going on, Woody's new friends show him the TV show that shows him saving his friends from danger. The episode ends on a cliffhanger, so Woody wants to see the episode that's next, but Stinky Pete was like, nah, that's it. The show got canceled. Once Sputnik got into the sky, cowboy shows became a thing of the past, and outer space shows were all the rage instead. They're all having fun afterwards and goofing around on the record player until Stinky Pete drops the big news. They're going to be sold to a toy museum in Tokyo. But of course, Woody is like, what are you talking about? I can't go to Japan. I've got an owner named Andy, and he's in America, where we are right now, and I gotta go back to him. Jessie is really upset to find out that Woody still has an owner, since apparently the museum will not accept them unless Woody is part of the deal. Jessie is worried about being put back in storage, which sounds a lot like being thrown in jail when you think about it from a toy's point of view. But when Al, the chicken man who stole Woody, comes back in, he gets overly excited and accidentally exacerbates the tear in Woody's arm, and Woody's arm falls off. That's a big problem. So Al's got to repair Woody's arm first before Woody can go anywhere. Seems that might buy the other toys some time to rescue him. Speaking of Buzz, he's leading the search party and the other toys are getting tired. So Buzz reminds them that Woody didn't quit when things got tough during the last movie, so they owe it to Woody to rescue him since he would do the same for them. Later that night, Al falls asleep with Woody's amputated arm in his shirt pocket, so Woody tries to get it. It's tricky though. First, he's got to navigate a minefield of Cheetos, because Al is apparently a sloppy eater who likes unhealthy snacks. Then Al burps in Woody's face. Ugh. I guess Woody doesn't like the smell of chewed up Cheetos, so he flinches and doesn't get the arm right away. Somebody turns the TV on, so Al wakes up and leaves the room. Whoops. Opportunity missed. Woody sees the remote in front of Jessie's glass case, so he blames her for allegedly sabotaging him. He starts a fight with her, Stinky Pete breaks it up, then Woody basically says, okay, I'm just going to get my armor in the morning, then I'm out of here. His new friends are upset and Jessie is bitter. She and Stinky Pete have basically been insinuating in a not-so-subtle way that Andy doesn't care about Woody since he was put on a shelf and ended up in the yard sale. Cut to some wacky hijinks with Buzz and the other toys trying to cross the road in a bunch of orange safety cones. They almost get squished, first by cars, then by a big metal cylinder from a truck. Mr. Potato Head almost gets killed because his shoe gets stuck in some spit-out gum. Just a reminder, you guys, spit-out gum is gross, and it should never be spit out into the street. You gotta put it in the trash can. Otherwise, you might get some toys killed. Plus, you'd be littering, and you can get fined a lot of money. Anyway, Al brings in this weird old guy who gets to work repairing Woody's arm in order to reattach it so he can sell Woody as part of the deal with the toy museum. Now Buzz, Ham, Slinky, and Rex have snuck inside Al's toy barn looking for Woody. Interestingly, Rex finds what looks like a strategy guide for the Buzz Lightyear video game he had been playing at the beginning of the movie. It says it's got the secrets for defeating the evil Emperor Zurg, Buzz's archenemy. Keep that in mind, you guys. I think it'll come into play later. Buzz and the other toys split up, and Buzz finds an entire aisle full of Buzz Lightyear toys. But the toys on the shelf are a new model with a utility belt that the Buzz we know doesn't have. OG Buzz and Buzz 2.0 fight, since the latter is unreasonable and thinks he's actually a space ranger, kind of like OG Buzz was behaving in the first movie. Makes you think. The other four toys all rendezvous together since Ham found a toy car and Slinky hopped in, so they pick up Rex and Potato Head and search around faster. There's a funny bit where they find the Barbie aisle and their jaws hit the floor. One of them in a fancy uniform hops in and takes the wheel. This is tour guide Barbie. She is cool and helpful. One thing I think is funny about this bit is how While the other male toys are gawking at the lady toys, Rex ignores the ladies and reads the strategy guide about how to get better at video games. Rex is a true gamer. But Rex also causes a big mess all the time, which distracts everybody. So when Rex says to Buzz 2.0 that he learned how to defeat Zurg, Buzz 2.0 jumps in the car while OG Buzz is locked up in Buzz 2.0's box, calling out to his friends saying, "You've got the wrong Buzz." Uh-oh. Woody tries to talk with Jessie and make her understand his decision to leave, but Jessie is like, "Hey dude, you don't get it. I used to have an owner too, and it was the best." There's a song called "When She Loved Me" that plays during a montage of how Jessie had an owner named Emily, and they played together and it was the best. But eventually, Emily grew up, and she outgrew toys, and she put Jessie in a box marked donations and left her. So this is Jessie's way of telling Woody that if he goes back to Andy, then eventually Andy will abandon him. So he might as well go to the museum with them, where he will be appreciated forever. I get the rationale, but I do have one gripe with this. The song "When She Loved Me" is sung by Sarah McLachlan. You know, the lady who sings all the really sad songs. Like, this lady is famous for commercials about how you gotta save the animals, and those ads are like the saddest thing ever, and it breaks your heart, and it's just so freaking sad, you guys. I mean, come on. Of course Woody changes his mind. Jessie used a Sarah McLachlan song on him. It's like the most manipulative tactic ever. Ugh. So Woody tells his new friends that he's not gonna break up the Roundup gang. He's gonna go to the museum with them. OG Buzz breaks out of box jail and sees that his search party bros are being taken away by Al in a bag, so he follows. During all the commotion, the search party bros get free, but they still haven't figured out that they're with the wrong Buzz. Also, a box labeled Evil Emperor Zurg is part of a stack of boxes knocked over in order to get through the automatic sliding doors of the store. So it could be that he becomes a real problem, not just a villain in a video game. Buzz 2.0 and the search party bros get up the elevator to Al's office and they accidentally find Woody. They sort out the whole 2 Buzz Lightyear situation when OG Buzz reveals the other one to be a goofball and shows them that Andy's name is written on his boot. Buzz tries to get through to Woody about coming home, reminding Woody that he gave Buzz the whole speech in the last movie about how they're both child's playthings and their purpose is to love and be loved. Woody says, "Buzz, this is my only chance." And Buzz retorts, "To do what, Woody? Watch kids from behind glass and never be played with again? Some life." Dang. Woody sees the "You Got a Friend in Me" song on the Woody's Roundup show and realizes he's almost made a terrible mistake. He tries to go with Buzz, but first he's got to tell his new friends to come with him. He's like, "Hey guys, you can come home too. Andy will play with all of us." Jesse's open to the idea and Bullseye seems game, but Stinky Pete is not down. He closes the exit and says he refuses to let Woody ruin the museum gig for him. Buzz and the gang are locked out of the office now, so when Al gets Woody and the other cowboy toys into the case, there's no way to stop him. Not good. Buzz and the gang go to the elevator and now the Evil Emperor Zurg toy is there. That's double not good, you guys. Zurg decides to open fire right away, so Buzz 2.0 fights him while OG Buzz and the others open up the elevator car. It's not looking good though. Buzz 2.0 is gonna get killed. But then, Toy Story 2 pulls a Star Wars and has the Evil Emperor Zurg tell Buzz, "No, I am your father." Then Buzz is like, "No!" But Rex accidentally knocks Zurg off the edge and he falls down the elevator shaft. Bye-bye. Buzz and the gang get down to the main floor, but they're not in time before Al leaves with Woody and the other cowboy toys. They're going to leave in an unattended Pizza Planet delivery car, but first they gotta say goodbye to Buzz 2.0 in a super goofy part where he's playing catch with his dad, the Evil Emperor Zurg. Silly. Buzz and the gang drive the Pizza Planet car to the airport and they've got some of those green 3-eyed aliens from Pizza Planet in tow. Those guys almost fly out the window at one point, so Potato Head saves them, and now they'll be saying, "You have saved our lives, we are eternally grateful," to him for the rest of the movie. Buzz and the gang stow away by getting on the luggage belt, getting to this whole complicated situation behind closed doors. It takes them a bit to find the case, because first they find a look-alike case with a bunch of photography gear in it. When they find the suitcase that Woody and the other cowboy toys are in, there's a problem at first because Stinky Pete refuses to let them go. He puts another tear in Woody's arm and says, "You can come with us whole or in pieces. If he fixed you once, he can fix you again." But luckily, Buzz and the gang stun him with the photography gear, so they defeat Stinky Pete quickly. As punishment, they put Stinky Pete in a little girl's backpack. He gets introduced to the kid by meeting her Barbie, who's got a lot of face paint. Haha. But they're not out of the woods yet. They still got to get everybody out of the suitcase before it gets on the plane. They get Bullseye, but Jessie is stuck. So now Woody and Buzz gotta chase her onto the tarmac because they didn't get there in time. Woody says, "Ride like the wind, Bullseye," like in his TV show. And the horse comes through, but it's not quite fast enough. Jessie gets on the plane, so Woody goes after her. The plane closes up with Woody and Jessie in it. Uh-oh. They find each other and dip out, but how do they get off the plane without going splat? Especially when Woody's arm is tearing again. Woody says they should do the stunt to finish up the story, kind of like in the episode of Woody's Roundup that never got made, since Buzz and Bullseye are close and they gotta jump. So they do, and it works, and they're okay. Just before the plane took off. That was close. So now they're back at Andy's house, and to his credit, Andy did look for Woody on the shelf before seeing that Woody and friends are all on the bed. See, Andy does care about you guys. You just gotta have faith in him. He's a good kid. I was kind of wondering, how do they get home? Until we see that outside there's one of those luggage transportation vehicles parked in front of the neighbor's house. There's a lot of cool parts about the end. Andy repairs Woody, which turns out kind of funny because he's imprecise about it, so Woody's right arm is huge while the other one is normal size. Also, Andy has Wheezy's speaker repaired too. Also, Jessie and Bullseye are really happy to have a new owner, and Buzz starts awkwardly chatting up Jessie, and I think he likes her. Then Buster needs help because he's a dog and he's got to go outside and do his business. He's doing the dog version of the dance humans do when they really got to go to the bathroom. So Jessie helps out and Buzz's jaw hits the floor and it's funny. Also, Al is all depressed now while making commercials because he did not get rich quick after stealing a kid's favorite toy. And the potato heads have adopted some alien babies. Wheezy sings "You've Got a Friend in Me," and Woody and Buzz watch from the window as Andy's little sister takes her first steps. They both realize everything ends eventually, but it'll be fun while it lasts, and they'll have each other. Toy Story 2 is just as good as the first movie, which is really impressive. It's just different. It's got fun new characters, themes and ideas that make you think, jokes to make you laugh, a Sarah McLachlan song to make you sniffle and say, "Who's got any onions in here? I'm a dinosaur. Dinosaurs don't cry at movies." Overall, it's a great time and certainly good for kids.